This video is made for adult collectors, and this introduction has like a couple of shots that might be considered spoilery from the film, so if you haven't seen the film yet, you can skip to this timestamp.
Megatron!
I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be real anxiety can foggy all this stuff.
Ever since watching the film, I wanted this damn Studio Series Megatron, and he had to come out like a month later. I still don't get why all the toys are coming out after the film, poor Elita 1's release date. But finally, Pulse and BBTS and all the others, well, most of the others, are shipping this dude, and I've been looking forward to this. This is Studio Series Megatron from Transformers 1, and it looks lanky, but it's still really cool. I'll get to the toy in a moment, but first I do want to touch on something a little bit important. So John Warden, everybody knows who he is, former Transformer design director and team lead, was abruptly let go by Hasbro in a corporate restructuring that happened a few days ago, and due to the United States medical system, he needs insurance to cover medical bills, otherwise they are astronomical. His fiance has a dire medical condition they need to cover for her, so John has set up a GoFundMe because he doesn't have like corporate insurance anymore. I'll link it below if you want to donate, and if you can't for any reason, there's no problem if you cannot. Don't feel obligated to do so if you cannot. Please just keep that in mind, but sharing it around does help. So thank you very much, John, for all the cool toys you've made and the impact on the Transformers community you had. I really do hope this reaches the goal so your fiance can get the medicine that she needs, and I hope that whatever comes around brings you something new and exciting. Now, this Megatron does look lanky, like I said, like long legs and such, but that's accurate mostly. I just think the chest needed to be a little bit wider, but I dig the way this looks. I wish the gray was a bit more lush and not that sandy gray color. It works here, but I really dig the more brand new lush color they had in the film. Granted, this is a nicer shade than Optimus's was. He does have the D16 fusion cannon, not the Megatron one, and I think that's probably due to the art they got for the film didn't have the Megatron cannon, and then the trailers came out and he had that, and I bet the designers probably went, oh. So that's probably why it's not here. I don't know 100%, that's my speculation. I have seen people use the Fall of Cybertron shockwave gun, and I'm sure there are going to be plenty of upgrade cannons out there for this. I have a friend actually working on one right now. I do really like the head sculpt. The bucket shape works so well here. I was worried it would look a bit goofy, but nah, it actually works. I just wish there was a little bit more definition in some of the details around the bucket. I do like all the sculpted lines and details, though I do feel some of those details get lost in the black because it's a very sort of like matte black finish, and the details aren't as raised as I would like them to be, so they kind of get lost. He is a nice size too, on the taller end of a Deluxe, but slightly shorter than Optimus. I think that's kind of funky, but man, I cannot wait for the next 3 of these to release next year. Like, what? He can also do the smaller cannon on the other arm, and he has 2 guns, which are pretty cool, but I just store them on the back. And I also like to plug that little gun into the front of the fusion cannon to mimic the front of the triple barrel gun. That's how I like to display it. I really dig the bits of gunmetal. I just wish there was more of it on the figure. Like, that's my biggest visual issue color-wise, is like, I wish there was a bit more sparkly shiny on him. He does have some goofy hands though. Like the tread hands look like oven mitts. It's a bit strange. Though I get why, because they have to be treads, but it still does look weird. So this is pretty fun at posing, a lot more fun than this. This might have a little bit more range, but like I don't like this hip skirt, I don't like the backpack. This guy's still a little loose on mine, so like I much prefer messing with this. So to start with, the head is on a ball joint and it can pretty much just rotate. You can look down though, he does have a hinge for that. He can't really look up, so it'll just pop off because it's ball joint. Shoulders can do a full 360 degrees, they can go in and out. You have bicep rotation, double jointed elbows, wrist rotation, waist rotation. The hips can go forward, they can go back. You just move the guns out of the way and they can go back. They can go in and out, you can do the full splits, but due to the way this is sculpted, if you rotate the waist, the legs only really go forward that far. And you have to sort of like finagle it to get it to go further. It's a little bit of a process. It's not hindering in any way because you can do it if you just fiddle it around a little bit, but it is a bit of a process to get the hip forward if the waist is rotated. You do have, an above the knee swivel. You have 90 degrees of bend at the knee, and the knees, they don't sit straight. To straighten them out, you got to clip them into place. I don't understand why they do this, where they put tabs on the knees. But they do, they're right there. I'll probably end up filing them off. And then the ankles can go down, then go up a tiny bit, and you have a little bit of ankle tilt. I wish this range was a little bit further, but given how all of this sort of works in the alt mode, I don't see how they could have done that. But yeah, he's posable. He's fun. You can get him into a lot of really cool things, and he's very well balanced too. Like, he doesn't have the world's biggest feet, but he can stand pretty well on one foot. So I do really like this robot mode, though I wish it had more color, but I am liking this more than Prime, especially since his transformation is a lot better. Now, Megatron's transformation is very, very fun, and like, it's mostly legs. So to start with, we're going to clip the legs into place, and then we're going to do the upper body. So you're going to unpeg the backpack and rotate it up and just leave it there for now. We're going to take the chest, open it up, take the head, rotate it 180 degrees, and the air escape hole for the ball joint will peg into that little peg right there. Then you take the arms, you bring them up, you rotate the hands in, then you rotate the bicep 180 degrees, and then flip this around and it will peg into place. Just do that on both sides. And boom. And then you're going to want to take this whole section. Now, the instructions weren't super duper clear on this because the picture was so small and, you know, it's just hard to make out. But this entire assembly here unclips and rotates up, and then the arms just sort of stay back there. And I'm just going to fold that up for now so that it gets it out of the way. But that's how you're supposed to do that. Now, with the legs, you want to bring them out and then, like, Bumblebee shockwave them forward. Just like that. Then rotate at the thigh 180 degrees. Bring this panel out and leave it up for now. Bring the feet out, bring this up. Rotate this 180, bring this down, leave the foot. Don't move the foot, and then that will clip into place there. And then I'm going to bring this down, and that'll clip into the crotch and peg in to the leg. Then we'll just do that again here, bring that up, rotate, bring this in, and it will clip over, peg in, bring that out, over. Then you rotate the arms 180 degrees and they will peg into underneath the little bits here. Let's get that in. And then once you have that done, you're going to take the tank barrel, which is his fusion cannon and his little cannon, and plug them together. Again, I like this configuration in robot mode. And then this will peg underneath there. And there you have the tank mode. It's very fun to do that back and forth once you figure it out. The first time was a little annoying because the instructions make it seem like these feet are supposed to be folded flat. And so I was like, what am I doing wrong? And then I realized that they have to be sitting up after I looked at the back of the box. But yeah, the instructions aren't the best. I love how he compacts. That's so fun to do. And the tank mode looks cool. Not quite H-Tank, but it looks so neat with the treads sticking so far out from the front. It helps sell that intimidation factor. Like he's going to stab you with his treads. The turret can rotate and go up and down, but when you do, it kind of exposes the head, which is a bit goofy. You could rotate it, but like there's that peg in there, so the face would scratch. I do wish he had wheels too. Rolling this around would have been cool, but it does such a nice job at like getting that hand feel on point. Like, it's so much better than Prime because the alt mode doesn't rely on ball joints to keep things like straight to peg them in. Like, it's a lot better built. It's also a nice size too for a deluxe tank. I like this a lot. I have my little problems, but I definitely recommend it, even more than Prime, because I enjoy messing with this a lot more. I got this, Gamer Edition Ratchet, and G1 Optimus Prime from Legacy, and I've been messing with this figure the most out of the three. It feels a lot more refined and solid than Optimus. The alt mode holds together better, nothing feels loose, and it just looks nice, even if I wish the colors were a little bit better. But that's been my look at Transformers 1 Deluxe Class Megatron. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.